Greetings, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Let me just get this fixed up. Welcome to another writing stream. Hello. It is really light. Spring is finally sprung, and the days are at a length now where I can do streams where it's mostly daytime. It kind of ruins the cool pink purple lighting at the back of the room there. Lindsay, hello, it is good to have you here. I think you're the only one in at the moment, so so thanks for coming along and hanging out and keeping me company. I don't actually have anything planned for today. It's another writing stream, so it's going to be a chill time. There's going to be some chill music, and it's going to be hopefully there'll be less feet-based puns this time around, as much as I enjoyed them. We're going to do some more writing. I've had a very lazy day today, so I think it might be a while before I'm kind of fully into the writing spirit. That's okay. I'm writing too. Glad to hear it. I'm thank you for some co-working. Yeah. So I'm just gonna hop over. So let's pop this on. So I have our take your time. Much appreciated. Thank you. So like I have I've got our old the article we've been using for all in the collection we've been using for all of our books so far. But I was also on I was also on Tumblr today, and they also gave us 9 more potential book covers, which I really liked. A lot of them are fairly familiar. Like I really like that one. That one's kind of sticking out to me right now. I think these ones are they're less flexible because the title's very big, so we're kind of married to the title. I really like this as well, the Wind Fairies. It's a nice cover. Although I think we wouldn't be able to get that in square without "and" also being on there as well, which is very frustrating. Candle Lighten Time, which is an odd one. I think this one is also in. Yeah. This one's also in this collection. This one here, which I think is really, really nice. A warning to lovers with people pointing arrows, which is quite interesting. What's the moon one again? As in this one, a Moonlight Boy, which I quite like. I think out of all of them that I was looking at, I'm kind of looking at this one, and it's the one that's sticking with me at the moment. Because I'm in a sort of spacey kind of feeling, like for that's sweet. Yeah, like I like the idea of taking the sort of top edge here and turning that into something, because I think first of all it's a really nice title. I think we can do something really interesting with that. But because I was also looking at this one, but I feel like that's a kind of obvious. I feel like that's a really obvious sci-fi one. You know, I think it's actually a Jules Verne novel. Yeah, it's a Jules Verne novel. So like that's kind of exactly what you'd expect from a Jules Verne novel, right? And I do have a story for this. It's just I'm kind of like, I don't know whether to save that for another time and try and do something completely new today. I'm kind of in that headspace. Because I as much as I've had a lazy day, I did do some other writing today on some kind of new ideas and things, because I've actually got the space to do that at the moment. Yeah, I don't know whether to save that one for another stream or another week. Because other than that, like I'm kind of coming up against the hard ones now. Like I still really want to do something with these, because I think these are all really nice. Where's it gone? This one intrigues me in a way that I'm just like, I don't know what I can write about this. I just think that's a really nice cover more than anything else. I'm just gonna turn the music down a little bit. Mysterious, good morning. It is good to have you here. We're just browsing our book covers. I was saying I've found a couple more on Tumblr. I dare say I'll be, that one is hard. Which one was the 1 times 10? Yeah, it is hard, but at the same time, like I think you could make an interesting story out of that. But I feel like I need to, the math, yes. I don't know what kind of substance is contained within the book. I'm assuming maths, but we'll wait and see. I also really like this one, except I'm very much just like, I don't have, like, we're still only a couple out from how to swim, so I feel like I'm kind of done with water for the time being. It could mean almost anything is the key. But yeah, I think the one that's stepping out for me right now is this one, is a Moonlight Boy. I think we can do a lot with that. I think I'd probably you have a lot of sea and space things. Yeah, yes, that's very true. There's a lot of there seems to be a lot of that in these. Cat Fireblade, hello, welcome to the stream. Math and space seem like it would be comfortable bedfellows if you could get both in one story. That's true. That'd be very, very good. There is a lot of spacey stuff in this, actually. A lot of ghost stuff. Like there's some like this one, which is just, straight up space image that we could use for a story. That's from Standard Ahiman Rezonan Blue Lodge Guide. That sounds very Twin Peaks. Math, sea, space, and music are an interesting Venn diagram. Yeah, but there's also like got Floral Kingdom over here. You've got Scenes of a Clerical Life, which has a lot of sheep on it. Gillian the Dreamer, lots of trees. I think. Then you've got these sort of slightly more conceptual ones, which I really like. Okay. I think I'm gonna go for Moonlight Boy because I really like that as a cover. I think we can do a lot with it. I'm gonna download that real quick, just so it's all in the same folder. Incidentally, if you happen to be on Tumblr and you're not already following Tin Can Audio on Tumblr, you should. I retweet stuff like this all the time, along with lots of Star Trek stuff. I'm trying to move. I'm trying to do more on the Tumblr because I'm kind of trying to get out of Twitter while it's while the building's still up. We'll call it Moonlight Boy. So yeah, we're gonna do with that today. So I'll try and can I open this in a separate new tab? Yes. Okay. So that's gonna be our. Let's get the screen set up, implying that I should have done that before I started today. Down here, that's fine. And then that's comes up here. Oh yeah, I need to pop that all the way over here. There we go. I need to do Tumblr. I'm barely there. Yeah, like it's like I really like Tumblr. Like I think the problem right now I have is that I'm so used to doing stuff on Twitter. I'm so used to using Twitter, and Instagram's just a hot mess. Can't figure out Instagram. Nothing works. And the point where somebody's like, "Oh, you need to do this," and then I'll do it, and then they're like, "Oh, it's changed. That doesn't work anymore." How can people live like this? But yeah, I need to spend some time reviewing how I release stuff and put stuff out there, because yeah, I feel like as much as I'm very grateful for the audience that's there, that the audience that I do have, and the sort of download numbers have started plateauing off, which has happened before, and that's absolutely fine. It's a hard thing to try and grow when you're not releasing anything, But yeah, it's just a consideration is kind of thinking about how we can grow, how Tin Can Audio can grow. And one thing I am doing right now is kind of having meetings with lots of people who know lots of things about production companies and things, and being like, well, how can we do that? Where do we fit into that? Which is very scary and very exciting at the same time. I've quit most social media. Twitter and Facebook, unfortunately, are still good for commercial things. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, if it were up to me, I wouldn't have social media at all. I'd just release stuff and it'd be fine. But I've kind of realized, and I've spoken a lot with Ross McFarlane, who's the producer on Folklore, about this. It's just that, like, you have to... It's about kind of making it work for you to a certain extent as well. Like, I had a couple of things blow up on TikTok, and I'm kind of sort of refusing to upload anymore for the time being. Just because it wasn't a fun experience at all. I mean, it was nice, but at the same time, it was a lot of a lot of it did not make me feel good. And it just proved to me why I don't want to... I say I don't want to pivot to video. I'm saying that on a Twitch stream, but like I feel like this is slightly more immediate, and as far as I've experienced, a lot kinder than other, if you can even call this social media. Anyway, like, because also as well, like, I like Mastodon. I think Mastodon is interesting, but I noticed that a lot of the people who are really into Mastodon and are kind of saying, oh, this is where everything's going, this is where everything's going to happen, the same people who were really excited about Clubhouse, and Clubhouse didn't go very well. That sounds like TikTok. It's a weird place. Yeah. Like, I was very, very grateful to have so many people saying that they enjoyed the videos I was making, but I did not enjoy the thousands upon thousands of comments talking about who I looked like. That wasn't particularly fun. And then obviously barrels and barrels and barrels of transphobia as well, like casually, which was not particularly nice either. Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah, thousands upon thousands of comments. Like, I think it's had about 3,000 comments, and about half of them are people saying that I look like various other people. And you can tell you have a young crowd when. Well, there you go. Like, it was nice. It's good to know that I can still make things that are relevant and that will do well on the popular platforms, the platforms that all the kids are using. The achievement I've got from that is the fact that I as a 31-year-old person, I managed to have a hit video on TikTok, and then also it went on Tumblr and did the rounds on Tumblr as well, which was good fun. So, it's not without its perks, but it is quite funny to me that my legacy on the internet now is a video where Freddie Mercury calls you a big boy. To the point where I was at a poetry gig on Friday, and I was chatting to somebody that I know, and then they were introducing me to somebody, and they were like, "This is Dev. They make lots of audio dramas and they do lots of audio stuff. You might also know them as the person that made that TikTok where you know it's Buddy or a boy or a big boy." And I'm just like, I hate that's how I'm introduced now. It's very funny, but yeah. But yeah, so that was it's been interesting. Oh hell, yeah. I believe that was my exact response. But yeah. That being said, I'm very happy with, like, sorry, I know I will start writing soon, I promise. That's amazing and I love it. I did enjoy everybody making Peter Lucas jokes in the comment section. That was fun. I'm like, oh good, the Magnus Archives crowd have found it. Like, I don't mind, like, I can understand, like, I sort of know where these people are coming from. Now I have to look it up, but I won't say anything. I dare say you might have seen it already. You might have caught it. Who knows? Yes. So what we're gonna yeah. That being said, I have really been enjoying David Devereaux, your reputation we seeds you. Right, writing. That's what we're here to do. We're here to do some writing. I will say this: the kind of reception of this series has been really lovely. It's sort of doing slightly better than Anamnesis did in terms of downloads, and also a lot of people have been downloading it on Bandcamp, which is really nice, and it's been getting a lot of free downloads, which is great. Like I like releasing things for free because it means I don't like there's a conversation to be had about charging, how much is audio worth and charging your worth and things, but it's nice to just occasionally just be like, here's a thing I've made, enjoy it, and that's hopefully what we're going to be doing this week with a Moonlight Boy. I think we can make something very poetic about this. I think I might take the sort of top bit here, not necessarily, kind of ignore the violin almost, so it's kind of like this, because I think that's quite fun. So yeah, I think we can do almost like a little poem monologue, a little sort of poetic monologue. Like I'm sort of like, I know all of these are monologues, but with Folklore, for the last 2 episodes, they've been very long. The whole episodes have been long monologues. And it's been interesting to kind of, like, with a lot of episodes, if I get them and there's already sort of, even if there's no sound design, if there's like scenes where people are talking or there's interactions or anything, I can kind of draw from that really easily, and it's quite easy. But right, this is what the sound design is. It's very clear to me. Whereas with monologues, it's a lot more open-ended, and I think it can be a lot, well, this is either going to work or it's not going to work. And luckily for Folklore, it's worked, which is great. But monologue stuff where there isn't a clear sense of action, or it's not got a very clear concept, it can be quite challenging. But yeah, so I like the idea of doing something a bit more music based. I feel like we've not really done anything too musical with the first 2. We've got some lovely music in them, but they've been much more audio drama than music, and so I think it might be interesting with this one to go a bit more towards music. I like that idea very much. Maybe make something guitar based, because I've barely used my new guitar since I got it, because I got it for a very particular gig which is happening at the end of June. That's a big clue for anyone in the UK, because it hasn't been announced yet. But if you're in the UK, the fact that I've said it's at the end of June is a very, very big hint at where I'm going to be playing. Yeah, I'm kind of, I haven't really had a chance to properly write with it yet, so I might do that with this one. Yeah, let's go in with that. Let's go in with that idea. Okay. I took my guitar out onto, where are we? Oh, on the porch. Let's go for a porch. Wait for. Okay. I took my guitar out onto the porch as the sun went down to wait for the Moonlight Boy. I tuned the low strings. To bright reds and oranges. The high strings to muted purples and deep dark blues. The night was warm. Blah, blah, blah. There was a warm spring breeze. There we go. Oh, Google gets it. So I don't know where this is going. Hopefully a structure will and a story will reveal itself at some point. Blowing. No, blowing is wrong. Whispering, there we go. Whispering through the remains of the still day. What? Fucked up my glasses. I need to stop fiddling with these glasses. Oh, by the way, I have a joke for everyone. I was away over the weekend, and somebody asked. I was wearing these glasses, and somebody asked about my glasses. And I was kind of saying this like, well, they're blue light filtering glasses, so I mainly use them for work. They stop me getting headaches when I'm having to do long editing sessions. But what I've started doing is, now that I'm starting to dress more how I want to dress and kind of doing so outside of the house and kind of presenting out in public, presenting a lot more femme in public, the glasses are kind of sort of a crutch, but not really. I feel more comfortable wearing them when I'm presenting femme. I feel like it helps. So they're kind of there just to kind of help me as I ease into that stage in my life where I'm comfortable presenting more femme in public. And so I call them my transition lenses, which I was quite proud of. Like I came up with that very quickly. Like as I was talking. I thought that was very fun. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Finally. Where were you at the weekend? Clever indeed. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Anyway. It was a warm spring breeze whispering through the remains of the still day. How are we doing for... Oh, amazing. We've got some upriver, downriver coming up. Great. Good. Looking forward to that being released. I should probably ask when that's getting released, but I've been told soon. We sat on the porch. Somewhere 9,000 homophobes are throwing their glasses in the dumpster behind a Walmart. Goddamn woke glasses. There was a thing in the UK recently where somebody was complaining that glasses are now, they're kind of they don't do sort of some shops are doing, they're kind of getting rid of the idea of gendered lenses. And this person was getting, wrote an article in a national newspaper about how this was tremendously embarrassing and distressing. And I'm like, oh, like that sounds to be the kind of person where that's a problem, where that's something you want to write an article about. I sat on the porch idly picking patterns. Bifocals? Not in this household. It's embarrassing and distressing we even gendered glasses to begin with. Right? Like this, like, it's so progressive lenses. Yeah, it's just, I think it's something that I think once you're aware of it, it's just incredibly strange. That it's just like, why was that? Why did we feel the need to split this into men and women? You know, like I'm getting it a lot, like I'm starting to find it a lot with clothes. Now that I'm having to learn how to wear clothes again, which is highly exhausting and frustrating. Because I had enough trouble figuring it out the first time. But as long-time viewers of the stream will know, solidarity, thank you. Yeah, it's just like t-shirts. It's just like, what? Profit. The whole reason is profit. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Like, the answer is very easy. But yeah, I don't like. Oh, yeah. Like, oh, you shouldn't do this because that's a girl's thing. Like, what? Why? That doesn't make any. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know about any other places, but in the UK we used to gender tissues. Like we had you had normal tissues, and then you had something called man-sized tissues. Where it was basically there was the only difference I could find was that was kind of obvious, was that they were square and bigger. So they were just big tissues, just bigger tissue. Hi, Rooney Runes. we're complaining about gender. Yeah, so in the UK you used to be able to get man tissues, where this one is new to me, but we tried to gender ballpoint pens here. Yes, we had that as well. Hi Rooney, welcome to the discourse. Dev was going to write. I am writing. I feel like I need to say this. The writing is being done. This is just how these streams go. We end up talking about something else. I remember being so confused by Yoki bars as a kid because they said they were only for men. Also, hi Beckle, I'm sorry I didn't see your name there. That's the other thing. Just like, this chocolate is male. What? Gender? I hardly know it. Ah, got him. Bloody got him. I mean, I don't know what I'm complaining about. I have a synth that's I have the gender synth, so that's, I'm not sure that's not sure I can complain. I sat on the porch. Yeah, writing. We're writing an audio drama called A Moonlight Boy. It's going to be something guitar. I think it's going to be something very musical. I want to do something on the guitar, and so I'm going to write this. I think this is going to be like a little love story. I think. Like a sort of ghost story, but it's also a love story. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But I'm excited. It's good fun. We're also getting the finale music from The Tower Part 3. P.S. If you ever try to look for pants in a women's clothing store, Godspeed, soldier. I mean, I haven't quite got there yet. I haven't quite got there yet. Ghost love story sounds delightful. BRB. Death to fake pockets. That's that. Oh man. I know it's kind of a stereotype, and it's kind of a cliche for like relatively new trans femmes to start complaining about women's clothes not having pockets. It's deeply frustrating. Like, I mean, like, I don't mind. Like, I have a rucksack with me most of the time anyway, but it's very frustrating when I'm so used to having, just used to being able to carry things more than anything else. It's true that I know. So I bought some skirts recently that I bought some skirts that are being bought them off Etsy, and I'm kind of waiting for them to arrive. But I paid extra for pockets. I'm like, I need them. I need them so bad. Like, ugh. Like, I'm at the stage where I'm considering getting a new phone, and this kind of comes back to what we were talking about with social media, because I want to use my phone less. So I'm thinking about getting one of those like tiny ones that are like the size of a credit card, but they're still like a smartphone. They still have Android on them. But if anything, just so I can fit more in my pockets again, you know. But yeah, so it's I understand everything about transitioning except the desire to deal with women's clothing. Those poor sods have no idea the nightmare they're about to step into. Yeah, this is something I was talking about at the weekend. Like, why is women's clothing so thin? Like, why is it? Why? Like, because the thing is, right? I get cold real easy. Like, I live in Scotland. I feel like I need to, like, it's cold most of the time. It is cold 14 months of the year here in Scotland. So, like, you know, I need, like, I need warm clothing. But, like, even the stuff that, like, looks thick is nothing. You know? Like, oh, feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. The joy when someone compliments your skirts and you get to go, it has pockets, and is such a unifying femme experience. I'm looking forward to that very much. Because I'm yet to have a skirt that has pockets. I have femme trousers that barely have pockets. Like, they have them, it's just they're quite tight trousers. That's probably my fault more than anything. Women's blouses. I will say, like for all I'm complaining, it has been really lovely to finally be comfortable enough to wear clothes that I want to wear and be comfortable experimenting, and kind of having the realization that for sometimes I'm just gonna look a bit terrible, and that's okay. Yeah, I'm getting to the stage where I'm like, I'm starting to kind of look how I want to look, which is lovely. You know, and yeah, I have lots of lovely dresses and jumpsuits, and it's great. Okay, back to our Moonlight Boy. I took my guitar out onto the porch as the sun went down to wait for the Moonlight Boy. I tuned the low strings to bright reds and oranges, the high strings to muted purples and deep dark blues. Oh, that's a pun. Oh, that's got a double meaning. Oh, I love it when I accidentally do a writing. There was a warm spring breeze whispering through the remains of the still day. I sat on the porch idly, picking patterns on the steel strings, waiting for the Moonlight Boy. Right. I think this is the crowd that knows stuff about the moon. I'm thrilled for you though, Dev. Congrats on the femme fashion moments. Thank you very much. That is much appreciated. I'm kind of I'm getting there, and I'm happy with how it's going. Dr. Lou, I remembered about the stream. Thank you. It is good to have you here. We are writing a love ghost story and complaining about gender. So you know, the same thing that always happens here. It's good to have you here, Lou. Are we praising Dev's gender? I mean, not quite. We were more complaining about the gendering of weird things like tissues, and pens. And then complaining about skirts not having pockets. So we've kind of run the whole gamut of gender stuff today. We were also complaining about social media earlier as well. I feel like that's a universal experience. Non-binary size tissues big enough for all the tears. I feel like non-binary tissues are just like kitchen roll. Like that sort of like it's not called Bounty anymore. What is it called? It's called Plenty. You know, like the kind of like heavy duty tissues like used to clean up stains. Blue Roll, yes. Massive, but yeah, the Blue Roll is perfect. That's great. I love that. Okay, chat. I might have to look this up, but I like I said, I suspect this is a crowd that knows things about moons. Is a moon cycle a month? You know, if you get, is it like one full moon every month? Have I got that right? Or every 4 weeks? 28 days, I think. The stuff that sandpapers your nose off. No. Again, this might be a UK thing. Like, so in the UK, in bars and restaurants and stuff, you get like this very particular kind of like blue roll, or like blue paper towels. It's like it comes on a massive roll. What I used to do when I worked in a bar was I used to put one on this arm, and pretend I was Mega Man. Because there's not a lot to do in bar jobs. You make your own fun. But you find it in anyone who has worked in a bar or retail knows of the blue roll. But yeah, I don't know if that's maybe just like a UK thing. But yeah, it's like slightly heavy duty kind of tissues. Right, so 28 days. Like, I love how everyone jumped on that. I figured this was the chat that would know about that. Actually, yeah, probably 28 days. 29 lunar calendar would be a new moon once a month. Okay, that sounds like the kind of paper towel my dad always had in his toolbox. It was probably the same thing. Yeah. that's the non-binary tissues. Multifunction mechanic thing for heavy messes, I guess. Yeah, it was kind of there for if you spilled a drink, and then also like it was for wiping down tables at the end of the night. Like, it just, we have claimed blue roll for the NBs. Yes, please God, give us something. Okay. Okay, we'll do this. We'll do a month since I had last seen them. Right. When does the Moonlight Boy appear? Is it a full? I feel like a full moon's an obvious choice. Because we could do like a Man in the Moon kind of. We'll take what we can steal. What is it? Take what you can, give nothing back. I like that. Yeah. So I think we can do. I'm glad. Good. I'm glad we got the. Glad you came with me on that one. Yeah, what phase of the moon does the Moonlight Boy appear in? Because full moon is obvious, we can do like a Man in the Moon kind of thing. Or we could kind of go with what the what this artwork has, where it's at a kind of quarter, stealing all the genders that aren't nailed down. just all under our arms, just kind of. It's more gender evil than gender neutral, but a new moon. Yeah, I think a full moon's kind of a. We come to pirate all your genders. I do know a lot of non-binary pirates. Now that I think about it. There's something strangely melancholy about the idea of him appearing in a waning moon. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, before the moon disappears. Yeah, I like that. The last quarter, yeah. We have to carry all the stolen genders under our arms because we don't have big enough pockets. Good callback. Good callback. So the last quarter, yeah, kind of, yeah. Like I think like what we've got in the picture here. I really like it. Plus, when the moon is low, you get all the stars. So there's that detail. Has the most power with the least amount of light. Amazing. Yeah, I like that idea. They would only appear on the last night of a waning moon. There we go. He sneaks through just before the door of the moon swings shut. Sorry. That might actually be a waning crescent. Okay. Should we look this up? Should we look this up just to get the proper name for it? Like, I don't mind not using correct, like, proper, you know, terms for it and being descriptive. But yeah, I'm kind of. I'm looking it up, but I guess use whatever sounds cool. Thank you, Lou. That's very kind. The last night of a waning moon sounds cool. I don't think it's necessary. Thank you. When the stars. Slinical? No, the stars aren't at their brightest. The stars are and the sky was I feel like we can make a it's almost overcrowded with stars. Clinical. Thank you. I was just like, either that's clinical or it's cynical. I'm not really sure. Either way, I think it's good. Thank you, Fumble Fingers. As if they had all come through the darkness to see him. I'm going for a he Moonlight Boy, if anyone's interested. Or a they Moonlight Boy. Yay. Actually, we can make this. We can make this slightly more poetic, as if all had come through the darkness to see him. I thought you were saying Selenical as in relating to the Greek moon goddess. Ooh, okay. This is, you know, I was very much just like, I kind of figured the chat would know about like moon cycles. I'm not even. I don't think I was quite prepared for just how knowledgeable chat was about the moon. We could do a little story here. Selenic is apparently... Selenic is a word. It means of the moon. Ooh, I like that. Selenic. I can maybe bring that in later. Rooney Runes knows her moony moons. When's that show coming out? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We do like a So narrator takes the guitar out onto the porch, tunes the strings, and then I like the idea of Moonlight Boy coming down. It's like a musical duet that happens. So so it's like it comes down, and then they have like this little duet while the story's going on. So we can kind of make it more about that, and that means we can spend a bit of time writing more of a music piece than an audio drama. So it's kind of like a narrative music piece. I like that a lot, and then we can play around with what the Moonlight Boy sounds like. Become unfilmable. That is very much dueling banjos at midnight. If I were braver, yes, but I think that's a different story. I do like the idea of doing like a musical duel at some point, but I like the idea of this being more of a duet. No narrative, only vibes. That is, I feel like, well, it's fun. Like I've spoken about this kind of before when it comes to music. Like, people kind of ask, like, do you do like character themes? And I'm like, well, sometimes I do character themes, but it's with the tower in particular, it's genuinely vibes based. The tower is more vibes than narrative. Let's be honest. Become unfilmable should be AD's goal. Yeah, this is a joke. A running joke I have with the folklore team is that like striving to make every audio drama I make unfilmable. And I've got this bit where like I'm signing over the TV rights to the tower, and I just sign it, "Good luck, idiot," and then and hand them over. I think the tower would make a good animation. I think that's kind of the best sort of. I think if it was to be translated into a visual medium, an animation would work best, just because then you can be a bit more conceptual with it. Whereas my partner and I were actually talking about this. I think if it did get adapted into a TV show, it would there'd be a lot more kind of about flashbacks and like Kiri's life before she started climbing the tower. And I think that would be interesting, but it would be a completely different story. It would be a completely different kind of vibe. But yeah, I have had a few agencies have emailed me asking if the rights are available, and so I think it's on a list somewhere. But the way it works is that like at least from my experience, is that they ask if the rights are available, and then they'll put together like a massive list of properties where the rights are available, send them to potential production companies, and then it'll be one of 1,000 things that it could be, and then that's and then it might get picked. I don't expect it will get picked up, because I don't think we're getting enough downloads. We don't have the kind of scale, and also it's unfilmable. It's designed to be unfilmable. Right. As the moon rose in the sky. As the moon rose in the sky, smiling towards the western horizon. Sadly, my brain likes writing cinematic plot lines, so I just have to make every character gay so they can't sell it to the Chinese. But, I mean, you gotta make the change you want to see in the world, and I think it's that sad thing where if something like Folklore was adapted, they'd probably change one of the characters and make them straight, which kind of goes against the whole thing. can't bury your gays when everyone's gay. I mean, yeah, that's kind of something I said when I started making audio drama, and the kind of stories that I was writing started getting more attention, was that I kind of said that everyone in my stories is bi unless stated otherwise, which I think was a cop-out answer. Like I think it's from a writing perspective, it's good to go in with that mindset, but I've kind of reached the stage in this sort of maturity to know now that, like, no, you need to spell it out every time. You need to be very clear about it, and I think that's something that I realized with the tower in particular, and kind of talking about Kiri in particular, was kind of and the funeral director. But yeah, you do need to make it very clear to people, and I like and I kind of like being a bit more pushy's the wrong word, being more forthcoming with it, I guess. There is a big piece of writing I need to do about Kiri's character and clear. Yeah, I guess, but I think being a bit more upfront about it, I think.
You don't think I'm good
Romantic enough. Hello, Vincent.
I want you to know that I was in love with you.
But yeah, like there was a big piece of writing I need to do after the tower finishes, in particular about
Remember that.
what to do when you realize that the story you're writing might be about you being trans, but you're not 100% sure yet, because when I started writing the tower, I had no idea, and then I got to sort of part 2 and 3, and I'm like, hang on a second. there is a change. One of the more popular media in the mainland at the moment is The Untamed, which is an adaptation of a decidedly gay web novel. Oh, amazing! That's really cool.
You don't think I'm good enough. Romantic enough. I want you to know that I was in love with you.
I began to hear the music of
I'm still in love.
the Moonlight Boy.
I always will be. Remember that.
Music. Unaccompanied Moonlight Boy. So I think this is going to be an interesting one. I think Wednesday is going to be interesting because I think we're going to start with the music. We're going to be starting with making this piece of music for the audio drama, and then we're going to put the narrative on top of it, which I've not done before. So this will be a really interesting production process.
I always will be.
The tower, take a hike and trans your gender.
Surely there's not significance in the fact that a lady has changed her mind.
I don't understand.
It is a little bit.
I always knew you'd never marry me while your father was alive.
We do have a running joke in Folklore that every episode I edit makes me like 10% more trans, which is quite fun. Especially since if you've been watching the little video clips that are the sort of behind the scenes video clips, they do get more and more as the series goes on.
You don't think I'm good enough. Romantic enough. I want you to know that I was in love with you. I loved you. I'm still in love.
First heard
I always will be.
the
Remember
refrain. How long has it been? I first heard their refrain at the end of winter. As day began. Oh no, as the night began. to give way to the day. They have to keep things under censorship levels, so the gay aspect isn't explicitly in the adaptation, but I actually think the subtleties of the Untamed make it more enjoyable for me than the tone of the web novel. Oh, that's really interesting. That's really cool. I think the idea of adaptation is always interesting. Like, I think something that I've certainly come to appreciate, and that's from having a partner who is a writer that also works in film.
I'm still in love. I always will be.
Is that adaptations, different genres have different rules and different conventions, and what works in one will absolutely not work in another. But like it's why it's never as good as the book, but it's not supposed to be. Like I think the two really good examples of that are The Princess Bride and The Martian. So Princess Bride and the Princess Bride book and film written by the same person, William Goldman, amazing screenwriter, amazing writer generally, and they have very different tones. The book is metafiction almost. It's basically a work of metafiction, whereas the film is just a straight adaptation of the story. But like a lot of the dialogue, some of the dialogue is the same, some of it's very different. I think in the book there's like a torture zoo or something, I can't remember, but it's basically like on every floor there's a different kind of animal, and they didn't put that in the film obviously, and the film obviously has a lot of references to like classic Hollywood and swashbuckling adventure films and things as well. So the two different versions are very, very good, but for very different reasons. And it's the same with The Martian. I absolutely love The Martian, but I love the film version. I love the book for different reasons. Like the book has a lot less of the science stuff in it. It's more character, whereas the book is like a love letter to science, and I love both of them. But they both have very different tones, and it's also why I think The Martian would make a very interesting audio drama as well. I think you can make a very interesting audio drama version of The Martian that isn't just an audiobook adaptation. The book is incredibly long and detailed, yes, but again, I love that though. I love that about it. Yeah, so I think adaptation is interesting. It's an interesting challenge, I think. Okay. It drifted across. I'll call it the plane. We'll make this more of a. Oh, so no, we'll make it probably drifted across the sky. Refrain on the plane. Yeah, exactly. That's I caught it there. I thought I was dreaming. A month later. No, I don't like this bit. I don't think it's. I don't like that line. I think it's clunky. I want sound design on this? I think I will. Let's put some sound notes in here while I'm mulling that over. Light breeze, night ambience. Door opening. I don't think I have a porch door sound. Let's see if I can find one. Sound. Tuning strings. I've been on the porch. I've been out. Ugh! Every month. Hence. And when the moon begins to wane and the chill winds blow across the plain, I hear with the joy the same refrain, the Moonlight Boy descends again. So that'd be the Richard Burton version, which I don't think I'm going to be able to emulate. That's like there's a little bit of rhyming here. That pentameter. Is it pentameter or is it? Yes, it is. Sorry. It's octameter. Ah, okay. Not heads afterwards. Well, I thought it was quad, but octameter works. Music, Moonlight Boy, and oh no! Moonlight Boy and guitar. Moonlight Boy is a very loose thing. It's going to be an instrument of some description, or it might be like a synth sound. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll figure something out tomorrow on Wednesday. That's future dev's problem. That's producer dev's problem. It's musician dev's problem. Much as I would. Use the gender instrument. I'm not sure it could work, but it might work as a composite is the thing. We shall wait and see. We shall wait and see. Like a star, they were best seen. They're best seen out of the corner of your eye. Corner of my eye? They're best seen out of the corner of my eye. There! What's the best way to describe this? Like a star, they were best seen out of the corner of my eye. Fading when looked at directly, because that's a cool cool thing I didn't realize. Best way to look at stars is not like directly, is to kind of look slightly sideways. There's a Chinese instrument called a moon lute or a guitar. I do actually have a moon guitar instrument, as in a software instrument. I used it on the Dungeon Economic Model. It was a moon guitar. Which one was it? Do I have it? Let's find out. Trying to remember which one it was. Podcasts. Where is the Dungeon Economic Model? There it is. Best caught in glimpses from the corner of one's eye. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll change that to one's eye. I feel like that's better. That moon look does indeed look like a full moon. I'm gonna see if I can find. I'll get the. Where's the music? Music. Official names. Oh, which one was it? I think it was this one. Yes, it was. Hold on. Oh no! Yeah, let me turn this back up. There should be a moon guitar in this one. There it is. I love this soundtrack. It's great. I think it's based on a violin piece by Bach. And I just really like the moon guitar sound. There's also a guitar piece by Bach that I really like. That kind of put it up for me. Sounds not particularly graceful, but yeah. Oh, I loved making the soundtrack for the tower. It's kind of it's just that, like, I think the issue with it is that it very Baroque chamber orchestra. Oh, it was very Baroque inspired. Like it was my opportunity to kind of use all the like little bits of Bach that I know from over the years and throw them into things. But yeah, I think the issue with the Dungeon Economic, it's that thing where like the best music for comedy is music that plays it straight. So I've got this entire album that's basically a tribute album to lots of classical music I really, really like. But it's like for a comedy series, so it doesn't. So it's kind of, it's not really. It gets less attention than, like, say, like the Tower soundtrack. But then again, I guess with the Tower, the music's kind of more of the point, whereas the Dungeon Economic Model, it's pretty much everything around it. Also, apologies for the clicking sounds. I forgot to put my fidget ring on, so I'm using a pen instead. It also made it sound exactly like an informative 70s public service program. Well, I one of the big influences was the original Cosmos series, which used a lot of classical music, like a lot of really good classical music as well. And that was a big reference. So I'd be watching Cosmos and going, "Oh, I can do something like that. I think that'd be very useful." Yeah. Right. Let's talk about this Moonlight Boy. The flickered sorry, Poppy's making a noise. Poppy. So Poppy started doing this thing now, where if she wakes up and it's dark and she doesn't know where anyone is, she starts meowing really loudly. She fell asleep on my jacket earlier, so I don't know where she is now. We might be joined by a cat in a bit. I don't know. That's the thing. If we sit and wait, she won't come along. So a watched Poppy never comes in and sits down. Poppy rights. She's got plenty of rights. Okay. She does. You think I'm trying to stop her? If Poppy wants to be on mic, she will come and be on mic. She made that very clear during the Folk Slow recording sessions. She was very clear. Her favourite time to make noise is very early in the morning or while I'm recording something. Or even better if I'm on a meeting. Even better if I'm on a work meeting. Right. They flick it in and out of view. No one stops a cat from speaking. Ever. That's the thing, like my partner goes to this like tries to shush her and I'm like, that's only a temporary solution. You can only ignore. Conversely, ever tried recording a toddler? No, but I have tried recording a cat, and that's also difficult. I had to wait until the cat was asleep before I could record her. But I imagine recording a toddler is even more difficult. I think the way to do it is you have to kind of do what they did for Monsters Inc., where they basically just spent a day following a toddler around with a microphone and then built the character out of those recordings. I feel like that's the only way you can really do that. Right, writing. But we flickered in and out of view, but they flickered in and out of view, but no matter where. Ah, there we go. They flickered in and out of view, but their song is everywhere. This music is making me sad. It's the one that usually accompanies the sad bits in the tower. Is it? I think that was from Anamnesis, actually. I mean, to be fair, they are very similar. Let's put something a bit more upbeat on. Do I have anything? Yeah, let's get something a bit more upbeat and synthy on the go. There we go. I'm on a slight delay. All right, okay, fair enough. Blah, blah, blah. So I think I do make noises like this when I'm writing anyway. Either internally or outwardly, I'm always making silly noises when I'm doing things. Interweaving motifs. Same here. Good. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. I moved out here. To be alone. Away from people. No, not realizing. No, there was a difference. My life is peaceful and joyful. It is not without its moments of loneliness. Monthly visits. Blam? I meant to type bomb, I typed blam by accident. Music, a gentle medicine. I don't like that line. That's when the Moonlight Boy appears. Oh no, that's... no, it doesn't work. Okay. You know what, I think we could probably... we take away this line here. What vibes are you trying for? Well, I'm kind of... It's going to be a very sort of gentle kind of piece, I think. And I think we are going for a very kind of melancholic tone, I think. Because I think you know, overall it is a sad story. You know, I think it's a bit, you've got this person who lives on their own. I'm kind of picturing that it's kind of a... Is the Moon Boy sad about something in particular? Well, you see, I don't think it's the Moon Boy that's sad. I think it's more that you've got this narrator who I'm kind of imagining lives like out in the desert. Is kind of what I'm picturing. And it's this idea that like they're kind of isolated, but kind of in a sort of voluntary isolation, almost like they've chosen to move out here, and they've chosen to kind of live somewhere away from people, how come towards peace or away from people? I think it's towards peace. I think that's kind of it. But I think it's there's still that moments of loneliness, and that's where the Moonlight Boy comes in. I think that's kind of what we're going for here. But it's, you know, like very much like a tower monologue. We're going for kind of vibes, and not wanting to explain too much. Also, so I'm just seeing all the cat emojis, Rooney Runes. I do like that there's definitely a vibe on Twitch when it comes to cats. 'Cause I know so many streamers that have like a dedicated cat camera that I absolutely love. I love that as a thing. I would do that if Poppy could be in the same place every evening. But sadly not. Poppy, as always, resists my attempts to exploit her for content, which, you know, frankly, more power to her. What does the Moon Boy want? I don't think we ever need to know what the Moon Boy wants. I don't think the Moonlight Boy has one. I think this is just you know, just a thing that happens, a person that. But we don't even know if they're an actual boy. They could just be some sort of apparition. Yeah. So I cherish the time I have with the Moonlight Boy. As he sits in the corner of my vision. As I accompany his music, as he accompanies me. There we go. Okay, I think we got it. And then we can have a little music break there. Moonlight, different audio drama. Have a long music break there, I think. The moon began to meet the horizon. Began to light up the sky. The music would fade, and I would catch a glimpse of the Moonlight Boy's face. Sad and hopeful. And 100 different shades of emotions. I couldn't begin to fathom. As the shadows began to play across her body. I turned to face him, and he was gone. Sound. Morning chorus. Okay, so now we need to end the thing. That looks ended. No, I think. I mean, maybe honestly. It's very Orpheus looks upon her face and she disappears. Yeah, I like. Yeah, that's a really nice reference. Actually, that's really lovely. I think we can do something here. We can. Let's do some audio storytelling. Standing up. Guitar being carried. Ah, yes, the thing I get yelled at by my editor for not doing. I am that editor. It's me sending a cut over, being like, I deleted this line because I've done it with sound effects instead. Lou, this is an audio medium. Stop telling us what we can hear in words. See, I get the opposite. I'm like, can you? Like, I get people getting back to me being like, can you please stop deleting lines? I'm like, but we're communicating it with sound effects. Why do we need to say it as well? Like this, that's a discussion we need to have together. I'm like, but I've fixed it. I've done it. I've fixed it for you. I do want to point out I am actually a delight to work with. I have many testimonials that say I'm actually really, really good and lovely to work with. They can't all be lies. Me angrily turning an entire scene entirely into noises. I feel like that's when I get called out, because there was definitely a point where the folklore team were like, "Do you want to do an episode that's just sound design?" And I'm like, "No." You want me to do a narrative just with sound design and nothing else? No. Okay, so morning chorus is going to happen. We're going to sit on that for a moment. You're going to hear standing up. You're going to hear the guitar being carried. A porch door. Porch door opening. And then we're going to hear interior ambience. Walking, sitting down. Pause. And then we're going to hear music. So just the guitar on its own. Guitar only. And then fade. And then that's it. That's us. That is finished. Great. I really like that. That's really nice. I think it's. I mean, how are we doing in terms of word count there? Format, tools, word count, 378. Okay, so it's a lot shorter than like the feet, because the feet I think is what, 600. Yeah, so that's 600. And then How to Swim was like, I think 500 and something, I think, right? So the that's 400, sorry. So it's a lot shorter than the other two, but at the same time we're going for more of a music piece with this one. So I don't mind it being a bit shorter in terms of script. I think there's gonna be I think the recording this one's gonna take a bit longer, I think, just because we need to make a music piece before we do any recordings. But I really like this. I feel like I don't really get to write love stories very often, so this is quite nice. Yeah, I don't get to voice love stories very often either, which is also very exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'll give it a quick read, and then I think we'll probably call it there. Oh, finishing early for once. Ooh, that's never happened before. I'm excited for the finished product. Me too. Like I'm kind of like, I've really enjoyed making How to Swim and Feet, but like I said, I feel like they're definitely more audio drama than music. But yeah, like I think what I like about this piece is that I get to write a piece of music with a specific intention in mind. So yeah, write a romance script and ask Dev to be in it. Check. I mean, I'm still very unsure about myself as a voice actor, but you know, my rule for voice acting is if people ask, I will usually say yes. Yeah, just because like I don't consider myself a voice actor, but I do enjoy it. You shouldn't be. The gnome is delightful. Well, you see that. Yeah. So when I said yes to that, I didn't realize there would be singing. But I probably should have seen that coming. Yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't listened to the bow, if you're interested in hearing what I sound like as a bardic gnome, and you want to hear me singing, listen to The Boar Night, available wherever you get your podcasts. It's a fantasy podcast suitable for all ages, and it is a delight. Are you sure you don't want to sleep on it and then give it another draft? Well, so what I normally do is on Wednesday, first thing on Wednesday I kind of have a look over the script and have a think. And then when I start the stream, I'll kind of give it a new I'll give it a kind of once over and give it another go. But the kind of idea behind this set of audio dramas is that it is meant to be kind of quick and kind of rough around the edges, and yeah, like not rushed is probably the wrong word, but the idea is that there's meant to be a quick turnaround time, and it's kind of meant to be very spontaneous. Both Davids are singing in this one. Yeah, I got to act alongside David Alt again. Got to sing alongside David Alt as well. Great fun. Absolutely fantastic. I love it very much. Okay, let's give this a read. Let's give this a quick read through, and then we'll kind of see where we're at. So, do I have something that might work? Let's... Is it here? So I'm just looking through the music just now. Give me 2 seconds. Did I not put... Oh, yes, I did. Okay, let's put that on. Oh, no, not that one! Arrgh! Okay. This is not the music I was meant to put on. Okay, put that one on instead. This is my favourite piece from Up River, Down River. Okay. So... Okay. I took my guitar out onto the porch as the sun went down to wait for the Moonlight Boy. I tuned the low strings to bright reds and oranges, the high strings to muted purples and deep dark blues. There was a warm spring breeze whispering through the remains of the still day. I sat on the porch, idly picking patterns on the steel strings, waiting for the Moonlight Boy. It had been a month since I had last seen them. They would only appear on the last night of a waning moon, when the sky was almost overcrowded with stars, as if all had come through the darkness to see him. As the moon rose in the sky, smiling towards the western horizon, I began to hear the music of the Moonlight Boy. I first heard their refrain at the end of winter, as the night began to give way to the day. It drifted across the sky on a chill March wind. A month later, I had been out on the porch, much as I would be every month afterwards, playing my guitar. That's when I saw him. Like a star, they were best seen out of the corner of one's eye, fading when looked at directly. They flickered in and out of view, but their song was everywhere. I never said a word to the Moonlight Boy, and he never said anything back. All we had was our song, our interweaving motifs and rhythms. My life is peaceful and joyful, but it is not without its moments of loneliness. So I cherish the time I have with the Moonlight Boy, as he sits in the corner of my vision as I accompany his music, as he accompanies me. The moon began to meet the horizon, and a faint orange glow began to light up the sky. The music would fade, and I would catch a glimpse of the Moonlight Boy's face. It looked sad and hopeful, and 100 different shades of emotion I couldn't begin to fathom as the shadows began to play across their body. I turned to face him, and he was gone. And I've got this little sound bit at the end. I kind of want to expand this bit here. I think there's more to say. So, oh no! So we'll take 15. We'll take the last 15 minutes I have until 10 o'clock to figure that out, to expand on this a little bit. But I think that's sounding really good. That feels good to read. So, yeah. I can feel my, because I was at a party over the weekend, so my voice is a little bit strained. Hopefully that'll have sorted itself out before Wednesday. There's the darkness as the moon. As the moon made its way across the sky. Okay. Oops. Dark blues deepening. Is that how you spell deepening? Yeah, apparently. Dark blues. Deep. I'm trying to figure something out here. Played before becoming light again. No, I feel like that's a different. The line needs to go somewhere else. The stars, our audience. whisper of the desert. We just make it clear that we're in a desert. Our applause. Okay, let's read that out. I never said a word to the Moonlight Boy, and he never said anything back. All we had was our song, our interweaving motifs and rhythms drifting across the darkness as the moon made its way across the night sky. The stars, our audience, the whisper of the desert sands, our applause. Yeah, I like that. That's good. I like that. Okay, I think that's us. I think we are done. We have another monologue. We have another episode of an audio drama written. I really like this one. This is I've liked all of them, but like I feel like after doing How to Swim and kind of realizing that it could be done, I think because I had the same feeling last week when we were writing The Feet, or trying to in my case. I think I'm feeling kind of braver as a writer. I feel like I'm kind of willing a bit more to push myself and kind of not just go for tones and ideas that I know I can do well, or particular vibes that I know I can do well and turn into an audio drama really easily. As much as I know that you could probably absolutely read this as a tower monologue. Yeah, and also as well, I feel like I was really nervous about recording How to Swim because it's been a long time since I've voiced my own audio drama. It's been a long time since I've written something and then also been the actor for it. I've got used to directing people with stuff that I've written rather than reading it myself. So, but I think I realized once I could do that, I'm less worried about it now. It seems more high fantasy than The Tower. It is very much more of a straightforward sort of fantasy story, and I like that it's a kind of nice, sort of slightly sad little ghost story, which I really love. But anyway, I'm gonna call it here. I think I'm just gonna end a little bit early tonight. So I don't know if anyone is online that we would like to. The Tower is interestingly ambiguous. Yes, I like that some people have that it's equally described as science fiction and fantasy by different people. I love that. I love that very, very much. I like how it's ambiguous which one it is. Right, let me just see. Let's see who's online. Let's see if there's anyone we want to. Let's see if anyone we want to raid just now. Let's see. I don't think anyone is online. Anyone's streaming right now that I think we can raid. Let's find out. Robotron. No, I think we're. I can only see the RPG key because I'm afraid. Okay, no raids tonight. But yeah, we will be turning this into a full audio drama on Wednesday. That'll be the same time from 8 o'clock UK time. I realize we're in the weird phase where British summertime has come in, and some places. I don't think America's on. Is America on daylight savings yet, or summertime? I'm unsure, but I'm aware we're kind of in the sort of weird ground where it doesn't quite line up properly. Yes, okay. But thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for coming along. Hopefully I will see you on Wednesday. I'm going to leave you with this combat music I wrote for Up River Down River, which is very intense. But I will hopefully see you all on Wednesday. But in the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you soon. Good night.